92 Green Z34 here again, and now that we've kind of recapped from our previous problems, I have a video pretty much with the description of what's on here with the exception of this. This is what happened. I was reading it and I had two cans on the side here, and then one of the cans fell out, exploded on the floor. Logan proceeded to read what was, did you get everything off the can, Red?
I was just about there when it cut off.
Pretty much finished up, and then the video cut off because the size limit was reached, because I have quite a few videos I haven't uploaded just yet. I erased a couple of the older ones that were on here, so now we should have room. But I wanted to read is, since 1778, when it was first brewed at the Strange Ways Brewery in Manchester, Boddingtons has been renowned as a unique pale gold ale. After pouring, the beer cascades slowly in the glass, giving Boddingtons its distinctive creamy head and smooth body. And basically just gives you some more information that was already known. And this thing here is only good when you have all four cans in it. If not, this thing is a piece of shit. Do not ever trust it. Throwing that away. Okay. So now that the floor is a little sticky, and I've cleaned up most of it I could, let's do this. What it says to do is to pour into the side of the glass by the pitcher. Now, I don't know if you've seen this. It says serve at 41 degrees. I've had it out of the fridge for a while now. And then watch it cascade, and then let it sit and watch it. Has a pressurized. This can contains a pressurized insert. Do not tamper even when empty. Smooth and creamy. So that makes me want to tamper with it. We will tamper with one of these. You know I will.
You know what's going to happen? Yes, it's going to happen now.
Okay, so we're gonna pour mine. I can get this damn thing open. The other one's certainly open.
Explodes in your face.
Holy shit.
Oh boy.
There was some pressure.
That's not the proper pour.
Using Guinness glasses. Oofta.
Well, maybe we should let me pour one to me, because I don't think mine's going to explode. You probably grabbed the wrong can when you did one of the other ones.
I bet I grabbed the one that fell on the floor along with that other one.
That didn't explode.
That didn't explode. Okay, so hold up one second. Let me wipe off my bread before we let you guys see Logan's attempt at opening and pouring. Now, I'm sure his is not mixed up.
You're just adding flavor to your bread.
Boy, everything around here is so soaked in beer. Boddingtons. It's like a grenade in beer form.
And you thought Mickey's was a grenade.
Yeah, I would beg to differ. I think Boddingtons has way more explosive danger in each can. Now, that's interesting. I thought this would have been like a Guinness, dark, like a dark roasted ale. But no, so far it's
you can see
it's got the same creamy head as Guinness, but it's a light colored beer. This is going to be very interesting. I'm really curious to see what this tastes like. But let's let Logan give it a shot at pouring. Carefully open it.
Assume mine's not going to explode. Oh God! What the fuck?
I think you're supposed to pour it quickly.
You don't have time to pour that fucker. You know that we actually lost some of the pressure. I can open the damn can.
Okay, now dump it quickly though, because the cascading is due to that widget in there. Pours kind of cool. I mean, it's a nice pouring beer, but damn,
it's fucking energetic. I'll give it that.
It is way energetic. You can get it on. Now look, it actually cascades.
Look at the cream.
Just like a Guinness.
Look at the fucking thick head.
Look at that. So it cascaded. It's almost all the way up now. It cascaded to the top just like a Guinness would.
It's actually like a thick though. Look at the it's not
very interesting. Very, very interesting.
I dribbled some on your floor or not.
Some got everywhere. Everywhere. This beer is horrible for that.
This is an outside beer.
This is an outside beer. We drink this outside. Dangerous beer this is. Okay, you want to hold that again? Now focus on the beers themselves. They have a very thick head. I got Guinness glasses. Obviously it is not Guinness. Before we drink, I would like to open one of these cans up. So, using this technique here, Oh, very interesting. Okay, so there's the widget on this one.
It's an oddly shaped widget.
Let me throw the can in recycling.
It's like a top.
Hey, why don't you hold on to that for a second? I'm going to go grab one of Guinness's and I'm going to grab the Murphy's.
That is definitely different.
Very unique.
The dreidel, dreidel, dreidel.
Okay, so
That's the Guinness one.
take the three. This one here then is our the hell is this shit called again? My brain is
Boddingtons.
Boddingtons Pub Ale. So the one on the left then is Boddingtons Pub Ale. This one here is Guinness, and this is Murphy's Irish Stout. You'll notice the Guinness one is the most lazily built, made of a thin plastic. The Murphy's is a thicker plastic, larger in diameter, and has like the same kind of cone shape inside of it.
Mm-hmm.
But this side of it's where they get different. I mean, none of them have this kind of thing going on, except this one. This here is flat, and it's like a top-shaped. Anyway, so that's what that's all about. I just thought it was pretty interesting that it's different. So, who would have known? Who would have thunk? I'm going to throw these back up in here, my widget collection. I try to keep all the widgets out of my widget cans, just because, I don't know why I'm weird.
The different styles, at least.
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely, yeah, it's got a nice thick head, though, but it's not dark like Guinness would be.
It's a amber color. It's a dark, deep straw color. Here's what it looks like up to the light. It is very transparent. Now there's some carbonation in there, but not nothing like an American lager, you know, type stuff like the Miller that Logan's been drinking. But smell. Hold up a second, guys. Go ahead and record some things you like to record about it, Logan.
Did you ever, do we need to reread the can?
No, I don't know. How much did you read?
Well.
You got the whole can. This is a part 2 to the video.
Oh, you're going to do a little part 2.
Yeah. This is part 2. But essentially this, part 1's more of a fail video, watching all the...
Actually, no, you should put that as a behind-the-scenes fail and just keep that as separate.
Well, anyway. I guess pretty much the can is Boddington's Pub Ale. Has a beer keg wood one with bees on it. 1 pint, smooth and creamy, and has government warnings, recycling information. Boddington's Pub Ale. Since 1778, when it was first brewed at the Strangeways Brewery in Manchester, Boddington's has been renowned as a unique pale gold ale. In English pubs, Boddington's is served using the traditional hand-pulled method, which mixes air with the ale as it pours, producing a distinctive creamy head and smooth body with a little gassiness. Ordinary packaged ale cannot match this quality, but the new draft flow system does. By releasing millions of tiny bubbles when opened, draft flow can gives the creamy head and authentic taste of Boddington's Pub Ale. The draft flow system empties small recyclable device which floats in the ale. For best results, serve cool but not cold at 41 degrees Fahrenheit. Open the can, carefully open can, pour contents into glass.
There's no careful.
There is no careful. It is, get your sink ready, open it, and dump it as fast as you can. That's what it's doing. Wait and watch the head settle in a perfect glass of Boddington's Pub Ale. The warning contains a pressurized insert. Do not tamper even when empty. And we definitely tampered. That's what it looks like. Let's get to drinking it.
Pressurized is an understatement in this beer.
This beer explodes into power. But let's take a drink. Like I said, smell is Not what I expected. It's a, smells like a pale ale. Like a, I know it's golden ale, but it smells like a, it's not skunky by any means, so don't get the wrong idea when I say this. But it smells like a Rolling Rock without any skunkiness. Like a, just a, kind of a light, maybe sourdough bread. Some weak grains, just nothing too strong there. We'll taste it, and the taste will tell for sure. So, cheers. Now, right away, I want to say that head is just like a Guinness. It's thick and frothy and creamy and pretty pleasant. I like the head on it. It's probably the nicest tasting head that I've ever took on a beer that was light. So that's nice. I think this is a beer. It has a little bit. It has a bit of a yeasty finish. Like yeah, it got just a little hint of yeast, and just a hint of graininess. And those are usually things I don't like, but they're so subtle. They're really not a problem. They actually taste pretty good. The flavor is let me get it again. Almost sweet, like honey. It tastes like honey. And I know I've used that to describe beers before, but this is the first one I think I've ever really said tastes like honey. That really has a honey flavor to it. It's very good. It's a great sipping beer. I'd love to just nurse on this. But I'm going to let Logan give it a shot. Now, he is as American lager defines. I mean, that is our American boy right there. But I bet you he tries this, and I think he won't mind it. It's a bit of a abstract beer for up here, but tip it back and take a nice little taste. Sucking the beer through the head of the...
Very creamy. I'm getting like you say, a kind of a sweet, maybe honey flavor, but I'm also getting a little bitterness. Kind of like a Guinness bitterness, you know, not as strong or prominent. It's definitely leaving that, you know, slight, you know, aftertaste on the tongue, but not bad. But,
maybe some hops is what I was tasting there. There's a little bit of a hoppiness to it.
That might be it. But it's really smooth, like almost like velvet. Like it is a cream, like almost. It's just smooth. And then the flavor is actually really good. I mean,
now there's gas in it, but it's not like your MGD you were drinking earlier. It's a different kind of gas. It's like a subtle, soft, easy on your tummy gas.
I still think you could. I mean, like you say, this is more of a sipping beer. It's not. But if you had to or did, you could probably drink this pretty fast and not be too bad about it.
I think this is pretty good.
It's just like light and fluffy, you know, kind of like, I don't even know how to say this. Like,
yeah,
like if you could drink cotton candy or something. Not the same flavor, but just like that fluffiness, you know.
Yeah, you know, that's great. I actually kind of like it. I mean, I think this is one of the European light beers. I think it's kind of nice. I mean, a lot of times I'm used to drinking like a black, a dark. I mean, my favorite European beers are always just the most put hair on your chest kind of beers. But this one here it's really good. It's totally different. Let's put it this way: this beer is in a class of its own. You compare it to many other beers, but it's the only beer like it that I've ever had. I mean, by no means is it like a Guinness, but it has some qualities that no other beers but Guinness and maybe Murphy's has. I mean, like that creamy head, that draft flow, like the way that it has the cascade effect to it. It's not as pronounced looking as Guinness, but it's just because it's such a light color. In fact, I think I'm going to finish mine off, and I'm going to pour one more, and we're going to try for a third attempt, because it will be our last attempt, because that one can exploded on the ground. But we're going to try to see if we can't pour one of these nicely. But the texture and the honey, I honestly taste honey. I've used that to describe some other beers. I know I've used it to describe Michelob Amberbach, but I don't think honey is really an accurate description in Amberbach.
I mean,
This
has the B right on the
That's what I was just going to say. It kind of makes sense. I mean, there might be a slight, you know...
Yeah, no, I mean, I totally get that. That is just weird because I like to use that word, but this is the first one that really uses honey, I think. It really does have honey in it. I think it has that flavor. Now, finishes, like I said, has a slight yeastness to it, which is maybe the only detractor to it for me. But mind you, that it's not really a bad thing for most people. I don't like it myself, but it's by no means bad beer. I think it's pretty good. I will keep drinking. In fact, like I said, I'm going to pour another.
Now, this can hasn't been shook all the fuck at all, so this one, in theory, shouldn't. But if it does this time, we know this beer is just an explosion waiting to happen.
I've been very gentle with this particular can. I don't know where to set this can accurately. I got some dirty dishes you guys get to check out.
That's pretty stable.
So I'm going to try to dump this in like you would a Guinness, which is very quickly. But you need to open it quickly. It's got so much pressure, like, my no fingernails just do not let me open it fast enough. If I open it with the trick, then I'm not opening it fast enough then either. So
you got to get your finger wedged under there.
So now I got my finger under this thing. I'm going to try my best to pour it as fast as possible. In fact, I didn't even hear the widget go off on this one. However, I believe it did. I just didn't hear it. Okay, so now get right there on the bottom of this. Watch that. Can you see?
Oh yeah, you can see it rippling like sand.
Very cool. It doesn't look as cool as pouring a Guinness into this, but I figure this glass here is the only real glass that does it any justice. So even though it tastes nothing like Guinness, this is the best, glass I could find to do it. It's weird because when you dump it all in there, it just looks like foam. How you're supposed to pour a Guinness may be the way you have to pour this one. And how that is you crack it open, you set it right down here on this ridge, and slowly back it away from the beer as it cascades, or as the glass fills. But not a big deal. Perfect again. It's a very nice fit. All these beers fit in these glasses very good like this. Got pretty much all out. But hey, at least it didn't explode. Be warned when you open these, though. Very dangerous beer to open. I've never had such an exciting beer to open. I spilled less beer drinking Shooken Up Beast. I mean, this is...
They're not kidding about pouring it. You do not drink it out of the container, because as soon as you open it, it's just in your face.
All over you.
They're not kidding. Yeah, you definitely need to pour this.
Worked really good, though. I mean, this time pouring it turned out excellent. I mean, that's really, I think, how they kind of intended. I know I wasn't pouring it properly. I'm sure it's just like Guinness. I'm sure. Let me grab another glass, and I'll show you what I think you're supposed to do. I think you're supposed to crack it open. As soon as you crack it open, you just do it like that, and then as it fills, I think that's how you're supposed to do it. With that said, I did not do that with this one, but I think it's a good.
Can't even try because the last can exploded.
The last can exploded on the floor when the foggy packaging just dropped it right on the ground. But, like I said, I don't hold it against it, It's kind of my fault for trying to read the side of the packaging with a couple beers still in the case. But I should have known better.
Yeah, I only smell like, what the hell is this called now? Boddingtons. I smell like Boddingtons now because I just got showered.
I love that head on there. That is a nice looking head. I have a bottle cap. Let's grab a bottle cap, shall we? Bud Light Lime. No, I'm not insulting this beer with the cap off of Bud Light Lime. What else we got? No.
Ice House.
You got a sticker on it too. Schlitz. Schlitz. Okay. Let's see if we can.
Now that is a Schlitz cap sitting on the beer. Let's set it down, shall we? We can. Ooh, I'm stirring it up and making it sink fast. Okay. Well, I did that really shitty.
I think you should find a little toy boat for things like this where you can just set it in there.
You can just watch it?
Just watch it die.
That's a pretty good hit. It's not maybe quite that fly landed on that head
and took off.
and took back off.
If it'll pick up that little black dot, it'll be on your video.
Oh man, that's
it's like gonna make a donut hole in it when that thing goes.
It's maybe not as thick as Guinness still.
No.
I think Murphy's is probably still a little thicker yet.
Could you float a quarter on Murphy's?
I don't know. I think you can float. I think some people are better at floating things. The reason why I use the bottle cap, 2 reasons. I mean, first off, getting your quarter all sticky with beer kind of sucks because, I mean, it's a quarter. I mean, you gotta carry that around. Second off, the bottle cap is a lot easier to float. And yet they do still sink. I mean, you gotta put that in a Bud Light, it'll just fall right to the bottom. So I think this is an accurate description of, hey, that floats on the bottle or on the head. Look at that. It is a slow...
It's working its way in there, but it's taking a while.
That is a slow sinking cap. Let's come back to that. Can you, Oh, 21 minutes? This is a long video. Can you drink on yours, Logan? Think you can finish that?
Oh, of course I can.
Actually pretty easy to drink. It's the smoothness. The flavor, you know, is very unique. And a lot of beers...
Definitely got a bite to it.
A lot of beers like this are almost offensive to me to drink in some ways. I like them, but they're just too hardcore to drink like that. But this one here you can. In fact, this has pretty much stopped sinking.
It's pretty well sitting where it's going to stay.
So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to recover my beer cap. You want to hold that so while I recover it? And try my best to recover this beer cap. Now there's no way you could do this usually. Look at that. Look at the mark. Look at my head on that. You think you can...
It left a dent in it, and then plus where the drop landed.
That's impressive. That is a neat head. This beer has a very nice head. I mean, you can get a really thick, quick dissipating head out of a 40 if you dump it out, but this head here sticks. This is a neat head. I like this.
Well, my beer sat around for how long, and there was still fucking a quarter-inch of head on it yet.
Use my screwdriver here.
You can write stuff in it.
Hi. This is done. I'm going to try my best to smooth it out one more time. I'm going to write one other thing on there. Okay. Smiley face. Alright, that was dumb. Okay, I'm going to rinse off my screwdriver.
That's a good beer when you can write stuff in the head.
That's pretty impressive. I don't even know if Guinness is that thick. I think Murphy's is probably that thick, but I don't think Guinness is. As far as a thick head, this beer is a very impressive beer.
Guinness is more of a golden brown head, ain't it?
Yeah, this is a white head, but it's thick white head. Yuck. But no, it's pretty good.
And the head's still there.
Yeah, very thick head. But and here's the other thing too. That beer challenge that you've been hearing about in these recent videos, if you're drinking a beer like this, I don't obviously expect you to drink this much head. And for example, if you choose this beer, a beer like this, or like Guinness, where it has a draft widget, I will let you pour it into a glass as long as it's all in one pour and all in one glass. Preferably a glass like this one. But that's just adding small details to a different video yet again. And it's all up to you guys. Do what you do. Again, it's just for fun. But
Pretty awesome, actually. I kind of like this beer. Again, it tastes, you know, quite a bit like honey. I actually do taste honey on this one. I think it's pretty good.
Your half-hour review.
Big, long review on this one, but it was a very interesting beer. It was worthy of a long review. Some of these other interesting beers aren't worthy of the long reviews I give them, but this one here is very interesting, and I think it was pretty good. So, I think that pretty much concludes my video. Thank you guys for watching, and as always, have a nice day.